Good afternoon, honeybees. Let us have a rare afternoon meeting because you guys know I'm a morning person. So I just finished a series of readings, like a little marathon of reads. I have more to do this afternoon. And I will say I am wiped out because I just am. It's been a minute since I did a marathon of readings. And I made some sugarcane syrup and all this other stuff. Anyway, that's all beside the point. What I want to talk about is some common themes that I saw in the reads that I wanted to share. So this is not going to be giving away anybody's personal information. This is just to note, again, some common themes. And I'm sharing those because I was feeling like it's time to offer a community read again. But I think that this will kind of be good for that space right now. So themes that really came up: rapid transformation, changing not only like maybe how you look, how you present yourself externally, your relationship to gender, your relationship to overall presentation, but also massive transformations in your place within your lineage, or the work that you're doing within your lineage, and your relationship to community and community work. For myself, this has also been coming up regarding, I think, things that I've been interested in for years, around community care, outside of the community care that I've already done. For others, this might look like stepping up, you know what I mean? You might be part of a community garden, you might be running a food drive or helping out with it. You could be joining something with a church, a school organization, a work organization, whatever it is. There is the sense of rapidly stepping into more responsibility or taking on new mantles. And these are not spaces that you've been before. So there might be subjects that you've visited or like things that you've been interested in, but the journey is taking you to spaces that you have not yet been before. So those two things were coming up very strongly. In my Black Gold Lenormand deck, I never say that word right, but in that deck, the Grandma Baby Black Gold deck, there's a card, bitch can't talk. There's a card called Fox. The card is Fox, okay? Then the word with this card today is cunning, okay? You gotta be cunning to be the fox. The fox is smart as fuck for a fox, right? You gotta be cunning to be the hunter because fox is not no dummy, so you gotta catch him. On top of that, cunning is knowing, cunning is sight, cunning is seeing, and cunning is also laying tricks or identifying where tricks have been laid. Now, that is the part that's important here. Can you do the work, and can you identify when and where the work has been done? These are weird times that we are in. I hate to say it for the 1,000,000,000th time, but these are unprecedented times. Now, humans get funky during times like this. Humans get very weird. We do. It's in our nature because shit's uncomfortable and agitated and wrong and all that stuff. Not to downplay anything because shit is just very wrong in a lot of directions. But when people get funky, they start to move not in alignment, and A, being in alignment is very important. B, when you're moving out of alignment, what you are actually doing is moving in insecurity. You are moving in the spirit of agitation. You are moving in the spirit of hunger. You are moving in the spirit of, here is what I don't have. Here is what's lacking. Here's how I have not measured up. And you're not able to focus on what you do have, what you are doing well, what you're equipped with, the questions that you might have. You can have a lot of questions, but you can think of them things as an asset. You don't have to think of all of your questions as a missing piece. Okay, this question is an asset because I have identified where I don't know something, and now I'm opening the container consciously, intentionally to receive that information. So, big transformations, changes in personal, external presentation and expression, changes in, again, that role in your family line, or maybe even more refinement in understanding your role in your family line. And then, of course, cunning, developing gifts of cunning, developing skills around that, and being able to identify when something has been laying in your path or not. I don't think there was anything else major that was popping up in these reads that I wanted to share. There are some saved for tomorrow, and so maybe we'll be sharing some more tomorrow. But in general, what I will say, still, always, forever, perennially, the basics and protection work, and layer gratitude with that, if gratitude is an issue, because we should not be having to work 45 hours just to pay for rent. Like, let's be real. Let's be real together. That's absurd. You can talk to God, your ancestors, your own spirit about what you enjoy. What are you grateful for? What's fun to you, right? I need 10 more of these. Need 10 more. Need 10 more. Need 500 more necklaces. I have 4 necklaces on right now. You know what I mean? That's stuff that I love. That's stuff that I enjoy. I want to spend more time at home. You know what I mean? Like, dear God, I really like doing these readings for people, and I really like working on my blog. I really like getting this book together. These are all things that I'm enjoying and I want to experience more of. That is a way that you can frame gratitude if you need to, because framing is important, perspective is important, and it can change everything, right? People say showing up is half the battle or knowing is half the battle. I think perspective is half the battle, but there can only be 2 halves, so what battle is this? Perspective is half the battle. So anyway. Oh, feeding your folks, feeding yourself, and feeding your folks. Feeding is not always tangible food. Don't get me wrong, some spirits really like that. They really prefer actual food, right? But feeding is also keeping the altars clean. It's also putting water on the altars. It's also taking time to embody, rest and skills that your ancestors might not have. It is taking time to live your life for you, first and foremost, because you're not here to live for them. You're not here to live for anybody but you, okay? Not in a selfish way. You're supposed to be part of community, uplifting one another, making a difference in the world, being an actual steward of your environment, but you're not here to live for your ancestors or for your parents or for anybody else. You literally will not be able to, thrive if you are always living for somebody else. A final note. Be aware of things that are too hungry and people that are too hungry. People can be unaware of the spaces where they are carrying a voracious and consuming hunger. People put themselves in spaces that are not good for them, jobs that are not good for them, relationships that are not good for them. One of the cards that kept coming up also was table. You don't need to be eating with everybody, and if you have all the qualifications to be somewhere and that shit is not making room for you, to make your own motherfucking table. Yeah, you can't break bread with everybody. You just can't. You just cannot. You can wish them well. You can pray to God that they eat and eat well, but they cannot eat at your table, okay? So, being discerning in who is at your table, being discerning in what you are eating, being discerning in how you feed your spirits. Yeah. Anyway, this was your little community offering check-in. I love you guys.